Welcome to the Marketing for Startups podcast. If you're trying to figure out marketing for your startup, then you're in the right place. In this podcast, we go high level, looking at the intersection of branding, data, and leadership to offer you a marketing playbook to grow and scale. Join me each week for in-depth interviews, tactical advice, and practical trainings. Hi, I'm your host, Victoria Hajar, veteran marketer and startup enthusiast. I promise to bring my experience and curiosity to each episode. Then together, we'll peel back the onion on this ever-changing discipline that is marketing. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Marketing for Startups podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube to end the show, today I want to talk a little bit about the biggest lie that we're sold, especially as female entrepreneurs, in how to go about building your business. Okay. And this is a topic that's been firing me up a lot recently because I've been in business now for about 10 years. And I've had this really unique perspective, right? Where I'm working with business owners, with founders, and a lot of times with investors and like stakeholders directly. But at the same time, as a consultant, as a fractional chief marketing officer, as a marketing mentor, I also have like my own business in a way, my own startup, right? And that duality has been really interesting, right? I'm like working inside other people's businesses and seeing how they are succeeding as founders and where they put their resources and how much money they spend. And I actually have had this great benefit of using other people's money to learn how to gain traction with the marketing, how to grow, how to, how to run ads at a very big scale. Like I've been able to do all that without having to spend my own money, right? And for those of you who don't have that opportunity, right? Because maybe you started your career, before you became a founder, doing something completely unrelated to sales and marketing, right? But these are two skills that you really, really need to know in order to grow your business. So that brings me to what is this lie, right? This lie that's just so insidious across the internet, right? Is that you, as a founder, can actually learn and execute all of the parts of your business. And I see courses, like course after course after course on how to be a copywriter, how to run Facebook ads, how to run your social media, how to grow with partnerships, how to do your own PR, like all of these different topics that frankly is literally impossible for you to be good, like effectively do them all yourself. And what I don't see is anyone talking about how you actually create a marketing department and start to get support in your business, right? How do you actually grow your sales? How you actually, sell, connect with your customers, all these things like on a high level, because you don't have to do it all yourself. And obviously, I'm really focused on marketing because I think that marketing is like the most important piece of your business. It is. If you get marketing right, you will have a fruitful, sustainable business. If you get marketing wrong, you're really, really, really going to struggle. We need to understand things in this order. First, we need to understand how to sell to our prospective clients or customers. So oftentimes I say, as a founder, when you're first starting out, just focus on making a sale, talking to customers, making a sale, talking to customers, making a sale. Without that foundation, you can't do anything in marketing. And this is a huge mistake because there's so much marketing, honestly, like just slimy marketers out there, right? That they want to sell their whatevers. And so they're telling you like, no, you need a website and you need great social media and you need video and you need whatever, right? But actually, in order to start selling to your customers, you really don't need anything else but yourself. You just need to get in front of prospects. Like you can do that at events. You can do that by just approaching people in your network and trying to get them on a phone call. Like you need to get scrappy at this first stage of business because you have to understand your customers' pain points. You need to understand how to sell to them. If you don't understand how to sell to them, you can't do anything with marketing. And I think that there's a lot of founders that are maybe a little bit shy. They don't like to sell. They don't want to be salesy, but I hate to be the one to break it to you, but like if you're in business, you need to understand how to sell, like period. And if you're just a super technical founder and you do not want to get in front of people and that is not your highest power, then you need to find like a co-founder that's going to be able to actually be that piece for you. Because without that piece, like if you're not selling a product, you don't have business. So that is, I mean, if you can't sell a product, you don't have it, you're a business. And that's just like, that's the reality. That's just what it is to have a business. So step one is you need to make some sales yourself. Like talk to customers, understand their needs, because that's the only way you're going to be able to actually market to them and sell to them. So that bit of research. But then step two is you need to build out your marketing system. And this is where everyone gets caught. This is the lie that we're being fed because we get into this train of what I've heard be called procrasti learning. And women, we are so, me, myself included, we're such victims of this. Because society tells us that if we need to learn more, we need to get the certificates, we need to, get the mentors, get the coaches, whatever. And the fact of the matter is that you can be doing that forever, right? You just need to go. You need to start executing and getting feedback on that, right? And then let's talk about executing. So as I said before, women especially, we get caught trying to do all of the pieces of marketing. So we're building our own website, we're doing our own social media management, we're writing our own blogs, we're trying to learn to do SEO for ourselves, and maybe we're even trying to run ads. That's crazy. That system is going to keep you stuck for the next decade. I tell you, because I've seen it. What I've really digested from the founders that I've worked with that have really succeeded and gotten it together. And even, I mean, I again, as a fractional CMO, I've had the ability or the joy to work with people when they're just building their brands and building their products, like from that first moment all the way up to working with people that are making $1 million in monthly recurring revenue, right? Getting to that point. And there's a clear difference. I can tell almost within a week or two of working with someone whether they're going to be successful or not. And the mindset shift is really key here because founders that are successful know that they need to invest in their business. They need to invest in their growth. That means bringing experts on that know what they're doing to actually get return on investment from all of these marketing activities instead of trying to hack it together with a bunch of interns or telling people to work for free, all of that stuff. The founders that I know are not going to make it are the ones that think of their business as a cost center, right? I don't want to spend this money for that person. I don't want to spend this money. They think of it as spending money, like spending, it's gone, right? But the mindset shift is always about the investment. How much is this person going to make me, right? How much revenue is this person going to help me create? Because as you get that help in your business with experts that know what they're doing, that revenue will grow. But the problem is we don't get there to that point where we're going to bring people on because we're not confident that we can actually do it. Like we don't think we can actually grow a successful business, and it doesn't, matter who's helping or not helping because it's just feels scary, right? That's like fear. So that completely holds us back, that completely holds us back from moving forward. And so we think, oh, we need to know everything about SEO and do it ourselves. And then there'll be a point where you realize that, like, this is not worth my time, right? Because I'm going to spend a lot of time doing this and trying to figure this out and doing a mediocre job. Or I can invest a couple $100, right, in finding someone from Upwork to help push me in the right direction and help get this done. It's this idea of like, my time is worth something, and where can I invest in my business to free my time up to do the highest value tasks. And so as a founder, that's where you need to be 100% focused, right? You cannot be focused on taking a course on how to be a copywriter unless you want to have a business as a copywriter. And I want you to hear me here. Like, if you're going to take a course on how to run Facebook ads, then I hope your business is being a Facebook manager, like ad manager, right? Because as a founder, what you need is to master the foundation and master the basics of three core areas: sales, marketing, and customer service. You need to understand how that, like, the basic principle of those three departments, and be able to build a team and manage the team effectively to help you grow. Now, having founders that are leading sales for like a long period of time is totally normal. And I think a very, very good practice, because having the founder connected to sales is only going to help filter into the messaging for the marketing, and also, helping anyone who's handling customer service to effectively do that. And of course, there's a period of time where you're doing everything yourself. But what I want you to hear is that if you've been, a year in business or 2 years in business, trying to take more courses to figure out how to, like, write keyword rich blogs yourself, instead of going out and being in front of potential customers or clients, or going out networking or going to conferences to find PR opportunities or speaking opportunities or whatever, things that are potential partners to work with. That's the highest power for a founder, right? Or if you're that technical founder, you're probably more focused on developing the product. Like, your time would be best spent really making the product the best that it could be. But that piece, right, of someone that is overseeing the marketing, understanding the marketing, is critical for your success, for your revenue, for everything. So I don't want you to get stuck. Like, this is my biggest passion, is trying to help women, especially, kind of unchain themselves from this fear of investing in their businesses, because investing in their businesses is investing in themselves. And so it can be easier to sort of go through courses on how to, like, run ads with the idea of like, oh, I can save money hiring an ad person and I could do it myself. But this is like a very backwards way of thinking, right? Because again, if you take that mentality of like, I'm going to save money and do it myself, you're not in this growth mindset that I have seen time and time again, that is indicative of a successful founder. It is not, I want to save money, so I'm going to do it myself. You need to switch your thinking of, where can I invest my money for the highest return? Where can I, as a founder, invest my time for the highest return? And you'll quickly see that managing a Facebook ad, unless that's your passion and you're really interested in it and you just love it, but your hours are spent toiling away learning how to build something like a Facebook ad yourself, and write the copy for the ad and make a design on Canva, and then understanding all the back end optimization and all those things. Well, I'm sure it would be much more beneficial for you to just go out in the world and, like, get more customers, right? We need to think like that. We cannot hide behind our computers in the corner of our house and expect that the business is just going to grow. You need to be in the world, or at least online, like finding your customers, interacting with your prospects, listening to their questions, understanding their pain points, and refining your sales pitch. These are these top, like, you know, $1,000 an hour tasks as opposed to these like $10 an hour tasks, right? So I don't want you to get stuck in this. This is why I do what I do. I do this podcast because I am so like inspired and so excited to see female founders with big visions and big dreams for their business. I'm so like excited and jazzed about seeing you all succeed. And I have this unique perspective where I've seen both women and men who just they know the right levers to pull for the business. But it all starts with this mindset of course I'm not going to do it all. Of course I need to raise money. If that's the kind of business structure you have where you want to raise money, then yes, raise the money and get the resources that you need, or know where to invest in your business to get that return in a reasonable amount of time. Because of course you can spend the next 10, 20 years figuring it all out yourself. But who wants to do that, right? We all want to work smart and not waste our time in areas that are not going to really pay us dividends in the future. And I've been in this. I mean, I'm certified at Google Ads Management. Should I be a Google Ads manager? Absolutely not. Like that's not my joy. That's not my highest power, right? But I went through the certification process. I actually got some clients where I was managing because I thought, well, that's what people need, and it's just going to make more sense. And I quickly learned that like that's not my business, right? I don't want to be an ads manager, right? So going through that process, I mean, it was useful. It was interesting, but at the end of the day, I'm much, much better at managing the ad manager. And that's what I want for you, right? I want you to get to a place where you can manage the ad manager intelligently. You can manage the social media manager intelligently. And so with that, that's what I do. I'm like I've been working on something for about 2 years, which is a which is like a training that helps founders like you to understand that high level marketing structure and understanding all of the pieces of the marketing puzzle and how it fits together into one marketing flywheel. And if you remember how the flywheel goes, it's sort of like spinning around and around. When you have a solid marketing strategy that's functioning properly, everything you do for marketing is contributing to this flywheel. And what ends up happening is that all of your marketing effort is just churning to put more prospects into your pipeline. And that is the one piece of knowledge that you really need as a founder for marketing. Because, yeah, maybe you're not ready to just spend the money to hire a marketing director, right? But the marketing director position is the one piece as a founder that's going to be really beneficial for you to understand and for you to actually take on that role until you're ready to hire your leadership team, right? And so working in that transition is what I really want to help you to do. So if you're interested in that, please, you can send me an email at Victoria, Victoria, at ugly, UGLI Ventures, Ventures.com. I'll put it in the show notes and I can send you more information on that. But it is, in my eyes, the most critical piece that's going to help you kind of get out of this stage of trying to do everything yourself and kind of being involved in all of the pieces and not getting the results, to the point where you can start getting that support, getting that revenue, that predictable revenue flowing to the point where you can eventually get your leadership team on, right? But it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take you sort of focusing on that CEO role. So, working on your business instead of inside your business. It's that first step. And then once you have that high level overview and that understanding of how everything works together, you're going to be much better prepared to get that help in your business because you're going to know whether it's working or not working. So don't get caught in the lies, okay? As you're scrolling through social media, you're going to always be seeing advertisements that someone that's going to help you double your revenue and 10x growth. And all you need to do is X, Y, and Z. But I'm telling you from experience that you need to master the basics of strategy, the high level strategy for those three disciplines, sales, marketing, and customer service. You need to understand that. You need to understand it enough to build support and team around you instead of just being in it, executing it all yourself, basically feeling like a rat on a wheel, completely stressed out, completely burnt out. That's not what I want for you. And I know that there's another way because I've already worked with dozens and dozens of founders that have built successful teams, that have grown their revenue, that have done really incredible things like, expanding into new countries, into new segments, like selling their business, getting acquired, all these things. Like these things happen with a leader that is very conscious of the high level overview, the structure, the strategy. So I hope that this was interesting to you. Again, if you want more, please send me an email. I'll send you details on exactly how I can help you get that high level overview for yourself so you can feel confident and start building your team and getting the support. But if there's anything that you take away from here as we're getting into 2023, put on a very specific lens as you're scrolling through Instagram or you're searching for things on YouTube. For all of these courses and all of these specific trainings on things in marketing, I want you to remind yourself and understand what could be a distraction versus what's really going to move the needle. And I tell you, you trying to learn one specific tactic of marketing and to execute yourself is not going to move the needle forward for the next year. So please, if you want to join me and learn how to sort of be the marketing leader your company needs, you can email me. And you can always find me here on the podcast. And I hope to see you back here again next week.
You did it. You made it to the end of the episode. Thanks for sticking around with me and listening all the way to the end. I really appreciate you as an audience member, and I hope that you found this helpful. If you did like this episode, it would mean so much to me if you subscribed, if you rate and review this podcast. It helps other people know that this podcast has something worth saying. It also would be super awesome if you could take a screenshot and share on Instagram and tag me at Ugly Ventures, UGLI Ventures, VENTURES. I am always so appreciative to hear from you, and I hope to see you back here next week on the Marketing for Startups podcast.